this metaphor. So this is the Wheel of Awareness practice. And in this practice, what we do is we imagine a wheel with an outer rim and a central hub. And in this metaphor of how the mind is structured, the hub represents the experience of awareness, the inner hub. The outer rim represents anything we can be aware of. And it's possible to divide the rim up into 4 segments. The first segment represents how we bring in the outside world through our hearing and sight and the rest of our 5 senses that we'll explore soon. The next segment, the next quarter of the rim, represents the interior of the body, and we'll explore that too. The third segment of the rim represents our mental activities, like emotions and thoughts, memories and images, and we'll also explore those. And then the final segment of the rim, this 4th quarter, represents our sense of connection to other people and other things outside of our bodily selves, that relational sense. And we'll explore all of these one by one. So the first thing we do in this Wheel of Awareness practice is to let your attention find the breath, wherever you feel it most naturally. If it's at the level of your nostrils, the air coming in and out, or the level of your chest as the chest rises and falls, or even the sense of breath at the level of the abdomen, with the belly moving outward as the air comes into the lungs, and the belly moving inward as the air escapes the lungs. So you can focus attention at the level of the belly in that very relaxing kind of breathing, or the chest rising and falling, or the nostrils, sensation of the air there, or it could even be the whole body breathing. So we begin by just focusing on the breath, letting your attention ride the wave of the breath in and out. And just sensing the breath brings you to the hub of the Wheel of Awareness, the central, receptive place of clarity and tranquility, much like being beneath the surface of the ocean where it's calm and clear. The hub represents this spaciousness of being open and receptive. And what we'll do is, as you focus on the breath now, imagine yourself coming from this central hub, and imagine sending a spoke out from the hub to the rim, to the first segment of the rim. And now we'll begin with the sense of hearing, and just let any sounds in the room fill awareness. Now imagine moving the spoke over a little bit more on this first segment of the rim to the sense of sight. And either with eyelids closed, with the light coming through the closed eyelids, or opening the eyelids just a bit. See if you can let the light coming in through your eyes be the focus of attention, and let the sense of sight fill awareness. Now moving the spoke over a bit more, now to the sense of smell, letting any odors fill awareness right now. And now moving the spoke over a bit more to the sense of taste, letting any tastes fill awareness. Now, one more time, moving the spoke over in this first segment of the rim, this time inviting the sense of touch to fill awareness. Anywhere where skin is touching clothing, or the floor, or the chair, or skin touching skin, let the sense of touch fill awareness. Now taking a bit of a deeper breath, we let these first 5 senses in this first segment of the rim go, and imagine moving the spoke over now to the next segment of the rim. So focusing on the breath, being in the hub of the mind, we now send the spoke out to this next segment of the rim, and this is the part of the rim that represents the interior of the body. And this includes, for example, the facial area, letting the muscles and bones of the face fill awareness. And now moving attention to the muscles and bones in the scalp and the back of the head. And then moving attention to the neck and the throat area. And now letting attention move to the muscles and bones in the shoulders. Now the muscles and bones down both arms, from the shoulders, to the elbows, to the wrists, to the ends of the fingers. Now bringing attention to the muscles and bones in the upper back and the chest. And now moving attention downward to the lower back and the abdomen. And then moving attention downward now to the hip region, and then down both legs from the hips, the thighs, the knees, down to the ankles, to the ends of the toes. And now moving attention to the pelvic region, beginning with the genitals, and then moving attention inward, inside the torso, to the intestines, letting that gut sensation fill awareness. And then moving attention upward to the interior of the lungs. And now centering attention in the heart region, the center of the chest, a little bit to the left. And now letting attention move to the whole of the body, letting the interior of the body, muscles and bones, the interior organs, letting the whole of the body fill awareness. Now knowing that the wisdom of the body is available to you by just inviting the interior signals from the body up into awareness. I invite you now to take a deeper breath and imagine moving the spoke over now from the second segment of the rim, this interior of the body segment, now to the third segment of the rim. And this third segment represents mental activities like emotions, thoughts, memories, images, beliefs, attitudes, hopes, dreams, desires. All of these are the mental activities of the see inside. And for this practice of a rim review, with the spoke now on the third segment of the rim, what I invite you to do is in two parts. For the first part, here's the invitation. Invite anything in from mental activities that come into awareness, and just see what that feels like. So unlike a breath awareness practice, where the intention is to focus on the breath, and if a thought or memory or feeling distracts you, then you let that thought go and you return to the breath. This is kind of like the opposite. Now, you're inviting any mental activity whatsoever, a feeling, a thought, a memory, an image, anything, to actually come into awareness and just let it be there and see what happens. So that's the first part. The next time you hear my voice, we'll get ready for the second part of this aspect of the rim review. So let's begin now, inviting any mental activity into the hub of the mind. Now for the second part of this review of part of the rim of mental activities, here's what I invite you to do. Now we'll be inviting any mental activities into awareness, into the hub from this part of the rim. Only this time what I invite you to do is study the nature by which a mental activity, a thought, an image, a feeling, how does it first present itself to awareness, and then once it's presented itself to awareness, what are the characteristics by which it stays present? Is it constant? Is it undulating? Is it vibrating? What does it actually feel like when it's staying in awareness, this image or thought or feeling? And then how does it leave awareness? Is it sudden? Is it gradual? Is it just replaced by another mental activity, another thought, another image? And if it's not replaced by another mental activity, what does the gap feel like between two mental activities? So in other words, what I'm inviting you to do is to become a student of the architecture of mental life, studying the comings, staying presence, and goings of mental activities. So let's begin that now, studying the way things come and go in and out of awareness. I invite you to take a bit of a deeper breath. And we let that segment of mental activities go, and now move the spoke over one more time to the fourth and final segment of the rim. And this is the part of the rim that represents our sense of relatedness, connectedness to things beyond just these bodies we live in. So we'll begin by just allowing yourself to feel the connection to people close to you, people in your life, people in your family. Now opening that sense of connection to friends. And then embracing the connection to colleagues, and clients or students. And then moving that sense of connection out to people who live in your neighborhood. And then to people who live in your city. Who live in your state. And then moving that out to the sense of connection to people who live in your country. And see if you can open your sense to the feeling of connection to all human beings who share this home we call planet Earth. And then moving that sense of connection outward to include all living beings on the planet. And now knowing that science has now demonstrated what ancient wisdom traditions have known for thousands of years, that the intention to send out positive concern and compassion out into the world brings health not only out into the world, but even to oneself. See if you could just feel the sense of connection to all living beings, humans and other organisms on the planet, and see if you can send out wishes of kindness and concern, wishes of love and connection out to all living beings. And then knowing that those positive wishes for other beings are also important to give to our inner selves. See if you can send wishes for happiness and health, safety and well-being inside your own inner world. Sending love and kindness to yourself. And now, taking a bit of a deeper breath, we let this RIM review come to a close for now. And what I'll do now is invite you to do one more step if you're up for it. You could bring the whole Wheel of Awareness practice to a close now. But if you're up for one more step, this is something you can try right now. Just sensing the breath, sensing the in-breath and the out-breath. Let yourself enter the hub of the Wheel of Awareness. And for this step, here's what I invite you to imagine. Imagine sending the spoke out from the hub, only this time instead of going to a particular place on the rim, imagine that spoke curving around and coming back into the hub itself. So you're directing the spoke of attention outward from the hub, but then bending the spoke around and bringing it back to the hub. So you're paying attention to the hub and inviting yourself to be aware of awareness itself. Let's do that now and see what that experience is like for you. deeper breath. And let yourself find the breath, in breath, out breath, riding the waves of the breath in and out. And now taking a deeper and perhaps more intentional breath and letting your eyes come open whenever you're ready.